while you were scrolling just now. 10,000 engineers at Meta, Google, and TikTok were clocked in, pulling salary, running A/B tests, studying you, not to help you, not to connect you, to keep you. The average person now checks their phone 144 times per day. This isn't a video about putting your phone down. This is a video about war. And right now, you're losing. You weren't always like this. Think back. You were maybe 9, 10 years old. You could sit with a book for 3 hours. You could build something with your hands. You could be bored and survive it. Boredom back then was just the gap before the next thought. Now, boredom lasts 3 seconds before your thumb moves. Here's what nobody tells you. That's not a you problem. That's an engineering problem, and the engineers are very good at their jobs. In 2009, the average human attention span was 12 seconds. In 2025, it's 8. We are now, officially, less focused than a goldfish. And that didn't happen by accident. It happened because someone built it that way. This is called a hook cycle. It was pioneered by behavioral psychologists, then licensed to every social media company on Earth. The variable reward part is the key. Not every scroll gives you something good, but sometimes it does. And your brain, a 2-million-year-old survival machine, cannot tell the difference between finding a berry in the wild and finding a funny video at 1 a.m. Both feel like winning. Your feed is a slot machine, and you've been pulling the lever every 3 minutes since you were 15. We didn't just lose our focus, we traded it for a jackpot that never arrives. Let me ask you something, and I want you to actually think about this. When was the last time you sat with a genuinely difficult thought for longer than 2 minutes without reaching for your phone? When was the last time you were alone with yourself and didn't immediately fill the silence? Because here's what distraction is actually costing you. Not productivity, not hours, yourself. The person you're supposed to become requires sustained thought to exist. Your best ideas, your real relationships, your sense of direction in life, they all live on the other side of boredom you've been running from. The science. Here's what's actually happening inside your head. Every time you get an unexpected reward, a like, a new video, a funny comment, your brain releases dopamine. It's the silent driver of your every move. And dopamine isn't pleasure. Most people get that wrong. Dopamine is anticipation. It's the internal whisper that says, do it again. It's your brain saying, do that again. That might be good. When you constantly overstimulate that system, your brain adapts. It reduces its own dopamine receptors so it doesn't get overwhelmed. And suddenly, reading feels slow. Deep work feels impossible. Real conversations feel boring. This is called dopamine desensitization. And if you've ever felt that creeping emptiness even when your life, objectively, is fine, that's probably what you're dealing with. But here's the part they don't want you to know. It's reversible. Your brain is plastic. It rebuilds, it recalibrates. But only if you give it space to. If this is landing for you, drop a comment below. Just write the word war, so I know you're still in the fight. Now, let's talk about how to win it. The war for your attention is fought on 3 fronts. Battleground 1, your environment. Your environment is not neutral. Every object in your space is either pulling your focus or protecting it. Your phone face up on the desk, even when you're not looking at it, reduces your cognitive capacity by 20%. That's not theory, that's a University of Texas study, 20%. The first move isn't willpower, it's architecture. Change the room, change the result. Battleground 2, your time. The most dangerous time in your day is the first 30 minutes after you wake up. That's when most people hand their brain to an algorithm. And for the next 16 hours, your mind is reactive instead of intentional. Own your mornings like they're sacred, because they are. Battleground 3, your identity. You can fix your environment, you can protect your mornings, but if your identity is still someone who struggles with focus, you'll drift back, every time. Identity is the operating system. Habits are just apps. If the OS is broken, the apps crash. Disciplined people don't resist distraction through willpower. They resist it because it doesn't fit who they are. Here's what I want you to try, not forever, just 30 days. Week 1, detox the environment. Phone out of the bedroom, app timers on social media. Remove the weapons being used against you. Week 2, own the first hour. No phone for the first 60 minutes. One task. It doesn't have to be big. It has to be yours. Week 3, practice boredom. 10 minutes per day. No podcast, no music, no scroll, just you. This rebuilds your brain's ability to generate thought instead of just consuming it. Week 4, identity audit. Write down who you're trying to become. Then ask, does the way I spend my time reflect that person? If the answer is no, that gap is your real problem. That's it. No app to buy, no course to take, no secret formula. The answer to a technology problem isn't always more technology. Sometimes it's just less. You weren't born distracted. You were trained to be, by systems designed by some of the smartest people on Earth, whose singular job was to make sure you never quite felt satisfied enough to stop scrolling. That is not a moral failure on your part, but it is your responsibility to see it. Because here's what's on the other side of your focus. The book you were going to write, the business you were going to build, the version of yourself you keep promising is coming. They don't live in the algorithm. They live in the hours after you close it. The war for your attention is the defining battle of your generation. Most people will lose it, not because they're weak, but because they never realized they were fighting in the first place. Now you know, the question is what you do next. If this video meant something to you, share it with one person who needs to hear it, not for the algorithm, for them. And if you want to go deeper, the next video is right there. I'll see you in it.